The thing with me is, of course, I grew up in a scientific family. My dad is a math professor. My brothers are doctors. My sister is a biologist, and I was studying sciences as well. And I got my Algerian bachelor in science, and I applied for both medical school and Montreal Conservatory when I was 17. And I got accepted at both, and I had to pick one. And so my thought was, as a musician, you have to make a name for yourself when you're young. And that's why I decided to go for music, because I thought, if this doesn't work, I mean, I would still love music, I'd still to perform it, that doesn't change anything. But if it doesn't work, you can be a doctor or I don't know, biologist or physicist anytime, when you're 30, when you're 40, etc. Doesn't really matter. While as a musician or as a pianist, by the time you're 26, 27, if you're not out there, as they say, well, it's kind of a little too late. And that's how I decided to go for music. I discovered classical music when I was 4, and that was because of my father, who did his studies in Paris and got to know classical music and bought a lot of old LPs and brought them back home. And the first time I heard one of those LPs was when I was 4, and it was Beethoven's Violin Kreutzer Sonata, and I wanted to be a violinist. Now, that didn't turn out to be the case. I've always been interested in music rather than the instrument, because I think the instrument is simply a way of expressing oneself. I mean, it's like language, especially daily language. If you speak, you're expressing ideas, thoughts, emotions, etc. But for me, what's most important is the thought behind it. And same thing with the piano. It's the music that is behind, for me, is more important than the instrument. I mean, of course, I spent 6-7 hours a day practicing and trying to to produce a certain sound, to work on a certain difficult passage so that I nail it, etc. But all that, I think, eventually has to be in the service of music and not the other way around. I think about it all the time, I practice all the time, I think in music, I dream about it. It's everything. That's the way I express myself, that's the way probably my deepest expressions have been not through words, but through music, I would say. So yeah, it's pretty much everything in my life.